Deciding to wear wigs, especially wearing wigs full time, is a big decision and a big commitment. And it's something that not everyone, will ever make. And some people don't really know when the right time to do that is. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. Now, there are some different stages that some people go through. I kind of jumped all of those and went right into wigs, but there are toppers, there are ponytail wigs, there are clip-in wigs, there are extensions. A lot of these are options that a lot of people decide to go with before going the full wig route. And they are definitely great things out there that can really help you enhance and kind of hide some of that hair loss that you feel uncomfortable or insecure about without going fully to a wig. Now, I didn't do any of those things. I went right into wigs, mostly because of where my hair loss was. That can play a huge factor in deciding what was gonna work for you. Now, going from wearing wigs here and there to being a full-time wig wearer is also a big difference. So there are a lot of people I know who have wigs and they wear them and they love them, but they don't wear them out of their house, or they only wear them when they go to specific places or special occasions, or if they're doing photos or something that they know they're really gonna be kind of micro analyzing the way that they look. And then you also have some wig wearers like me who never leave a house without a wig on, and it's a lot more rare to see me like this than it is to see me with some wig on. So that is definitely a big difference too in some people's journeys. And I know going from dabbling in wigs, which is how I started, to then fully deciding like, hey, I'm gonna wear wigs 24/7 was a big decision. It was a big adjustment for myself, for my husband, for my coworkers. It can be a big shift for anybody that is in your kind of circle. So I definitely recommend thinking about it before you decide to kind of make that switch, but also remember that it's all about you and what you feel comfortable with, and people around you might be the most critical. They also should be the most supportive, but that's not always the case. So just make sure when you're making that decision to switch to wearing wigs out, you remember that this is for you, it is not for anybody else. There are some other factors to really think about before you decide to switch to being a full-time wig wearer. When you have a couple wigs and you play around with them, you pull them out to wear every once in a while, which I think everyone should do, hair loss or not. Wigs are super fun. Those wigs are gonna not get as much damage, they're not gonna see as much wear, and you're gonna not have to take care of them as much because they're not gonna need as much attention. When you become a full wig wearer, you really have to think about how many wigs you have in your rotation, which is a cost thing. The more wigs you have, now granted, some people like me have an outrageous amount of wigs, you don't need that many, but having a good 3-4 good wigs in your rotation are gonna help prolong that wear and that life of those wigs. So that's definitely a factor to think about. It's a cost thing. You're also gonna wanna get some wig care products. Anyone who wears wigs full time, especially, there are some essential things that you're gonna need, and those things are gonna cost money. So it's definitely a cost thing to think about too. If you are not ready financially to kind of make that jump, there are some great alternatives to kind of figure out what you like before you are. Also, before you decide to make a full commitment to wigs, make sure you do your research. Check out channels like mine. There's lots of places out there that are gonna really give you a lot of information. Again, it's gonna save you money in the long run when you're kind of starting up this wig venture that you're getting into. If you really have some knowledge behind you and some information under your belt, that's gonna make it a lot easier for you to make those decisions when it comes to getting your wigs and your wig care. Wig wearing also doesn't have to be a forever thing. I know I talk about the fact that I will probably wear wigs till the day I die a lot on my channel, but wigs are also very transitional, and in a period of your life when you need wigs, it's amazing and great to know that you have them, and then you can always put them away or get rid of them, give them to another wig sister in need, and you can go ahead and go on about your life and not have to worry about wigs ever again. But it's definitely something that I think keeping in mind that it might be something that you're doing long-term or it might be a short-term thing, and factoring that in when you decide to wear wigs can also help you determine what you need and don't need. Something else to think about when you decide to go on this wig journey is you're gonna need room for your wigs. And whether you have 4 wigs or you have 100 wigs, you're gonna have to have somewhere to put them. You're gonna have to have somewhere to take care of them, somewhere to work on them, and you wanna make sure you have some space. So that's definitely a factor. I've seen some really amazing storages and some really creative ways to fit your wigs into places, and I love that. I've done the same thing, and it's definitely something that you have to keep in mind because you're gonna need some space for your wigs. Now I know that everyone's wig journey is different, and I wanted to just come here and talk to you guys about my experience and some tips that I have and that I kind of picked up along the way from you guys and from my own journey on when it is the right time to kind of decide to wear wigs and what those factors are. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you on the next one.